All right, back at it. We got the tank off over there. See the cover?
Yeah.
And then remove the toilet. And look at this. It's got 2 wax rings on it. Never seen that before. You see what's wrong with it? The flange is flush with the finish, or the base, and then the tiles are above it. So they had to fill the gap, and they got, it looks like extra wax even, and then a one there. So what they should have used is one of them lifetime ones with a spacer pad for tile.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that didn't leak.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get this out of here, take that tile out. We're doing a and then we just take this up. It has a little ring on it. We're going to carry this out. And then we're going to start taking all these tiles off. The base, heater cover, any of the accessories. We got to get them off from here. And then we're going to start. I'd like to get that shower out of here. Probably the wall tile, save the ceiling tile. And then we'll start on this tub removal. Alright, everything's put together with a Phillips screw. We got to take this corner apart because what we got over here is we got a terrible insulation job. This is a reputable company, but if you look closely, what do you see here? They installed a new heater, probably didn't have one, and I saw a floor register hole over there we can't see now. So I think it had heat in the closet area in the bathroom, and they removed that and they put in a heat pump. And it looks to me like, you look under this window, look under here, Dawson, there's no sill. See how these are all cut? What I believe is it had a small window up there or no window, and when they framed this out they didn't bother to put a ledger. I don't even know if it's got a header, probably not, but we're saving the window. Nothing wrong with the window. And I expected to see a stool here. There was nothing. And this is sitting on top of a 1x2. Not even a 1x. It's only a 1x1. So it's, and Dawson's sneezing. They got terrible insulation. You see, this is, 12.5 inches, whatever, and this is like 11. And they didn't even do it. They just shoved 15.5 together. And what happens? These air pockets, doesn't do anything, and once you compress that, it's no good. So we're gonna pull that out and fix what we can. This is terrible. And then over here they got this connected to the studs with a vapor barrier, and that feels like 6 mil, so that looks correct, but there's no vapor barrier on this. They should have ran it all the way over. I believe this is all new drywall because see, it goes over that lip. And then over here we've taken all this framing out because we're almost ready to remove that window, but I don't want to do it yet because I want to concentrate on getting everything unhooked. I don't want to make a hole in the wall when it's 86 degrees outside and dusty, and then we can't get everything out of here. So I want to take out this framing, take out the cement board, take this metal corners off. I'm going to come up and take these tiles out. I'm going to try to cut real nice and save the ceiling. That's kind of cool. Leave that in there. And then we got to take at least this tile out. But it looked foolish if I left just a row and a 3/4. That's kind of weird. So I'm going to take that out. We'll probably end up taking at least the drywall for that lip out. Or I'll go all the way up and we'll just put all new in, because sometimes that's easier. I just stick a vertical sheet in there and be done with it. And then the lip goes all the way over to this wall here, and to get this out in one piece You know, I can take a sawzall and cut everything up, but you know, I donate to Habitat and stuff. Everybody likes to give it out to the neighbors or somebody can use it. Once we get all the way around, we're going to be cutting that drywall. We're going to come all the way over here. You see this wall? We're going to take that tile out, and I found it so much easier. Just take my oscillator and cut the drywall right through it. Just peel it off in sheets because it destroys the drywall, as you can see over there. And so I'm not patching that. Might as well put new in. And we'll tear that window seat out, all this kind of stuff, and see what happens. So follow along, guys. A tedious task, but she wants to save this on the ceiling. But you see the lip of the tub. They didn't even hook this, the shower. They didn't even hook this there. But the tiles go over the lip. They did a pretty good job on the tiles. We gotta get screws out, and then once this is free, we can go out. But see, the problem is they're not shimmed. They're right in here tight. Can you see this, Dawson? The shim, it's right in tight. There's no shims. So I can't take out the shims to give us any wiggle room. So this isn't gonna come out of there with these studs in place in one piece. We were gonna try to reuse it somewhere and somebody will use it. But we gotta get this cleaned up. We're gonna go right around to the next wall. We've already got the faucet taken apart. I've got the drain disconnected. So once I get all these screws out around it, it should be able to come out. And like I said, with the window there in this drywall, we're a ½ inch too tight right now. I wish they had shimmed it. Alright, I cut off that vapor barrier thing on the bottom there. The hardwood is on here, and then it turns to plywood. So this might have been the old door where it came in, and I saw where the toilet flange used to be, and then there's hardwood here, and goes back to plywood. So she said it was a half bath. I'm not sure. It looks pretty big, unless the extra closet went around that way. Start on is taking all this framing out around the tub. And I want to pull that window out today. I want to change up, so I got a way to get this stuff out of here. And we'll probably have to remove that wall too. So I took off the framing pieces, and this tub was sitting on top. I took out the little supports on the bottom of it. So we got hardwood comes in and stops here, and it drops down on the plywood. So we got two different levels. And then we can leave that right in here, Dawson, that corner. And then we'll throw this junk out of here. We're trying to clean up. We're going to take these corner studs out so we can get this shower out. I'm removing this wall and this. And then taking this window out so it'll give us some room. Alright, I had to take out them corner studs and the second stud there to get this shower unit out. So it's loose, it's free, it's not broken. Now we got to take this window out. I got the cement board out of there. It's all rotten. I can put my screwdriver right down in here. This is all junk. See that? It's junk. And the way it's set up, that gutter leaks right on it. Hammers it all the time. And it's not insulated. See that? Empty. She's empty. And it looks like it sags down a little. And I don't know if they got a jack up here or a brace under it, but it's not level. But I got these screws out. So now we're going to go out and cut the shake shingle, find a nail-in flange and pull the screws or nails and get this window out of there. The plywood is soaked. The boards smell nasty and a lot of little bugs are falling out of it. They're all wet, see them? See all this water? And it's all wet and rotten on the inside there too. And I thought it would have a nail-in flange. We're not exactly sure how this is hooked yet, but I want to see what's under here. I'm going to pop this piece and see if I can see what kind of support they made, like a diagonal or what. Let's hold this thing up and see how rotten the insulation is under it. I've never had good luck with protruding windows in bad locations like that. It's 1/2 inch CDX. See the inside mold? Getting pretty wet. Insulation. See what we got going on here. What I did when I did these, I do a diagonal back to the building, and that would give it a jack. Here it's a box, I think. I don't know if that's as strong because it's sagging downhill. And see what we got going on here. See how rotten that is? Look at, pretty rotten, ain't it, Dawson?
Yeah.
Look at that crap. So it's good we get rid of this window. She wanted to save it originally, and I said, I don't know, it's right in the shower, you know. It's not designed for that. And take a pic of that, man. There's nothing here. All rotten. See what's going on. That means there's the insulation's wet. Probably freezes in the wintertime. See if I can get this off in there. Yeah, it's shot. I'll show you what it looks like when we get that far. Alright, I took this box apart. It's all rotten. As you saw there, everything was rotten. And I put it right up through the bottom of the sill here. So good thing we did this and got rid of this window. If she wanted to save it, it's no good. The fools that built this thing put the tub and everything through this wall. So they made this opening bigger. And you can see the 1/2 inch sheathing over top another 1/2 inch sheathing right here. I don't know what this is all about. And then I measured back 2.5 inches. The nail-in flange is 2.5 inches behind the first layer of plywood. Behind the second layer of plywood, that's 1 inch. But then it's another 1.5 inches farther back. So I don't know what they nailed this to, but it's going to be very hard to cut that to get this window out. I'm about ready to smash the whole thing and take it out. I was going to try to reuse this thing somewhere, but I think it's too far gone. We got shake shingle, and then we've got a 30-pound felt paper. We got a 3/8 plywood. Then we got more felt paper, and then we got drywall screws. I never seen anything like this. I measured, what was it, 2.5 inches in?
Okay.
We think it's got a nail-in flange. I don't know what they're thinking. Is it 1 sheet of plywood cheaper than 2 sheets of plywood and 2 labors and 2 vapors on the outside? This house has got a moisture problem, and that's what they did. They trapped all this in there. Let's see if we can get out another layer of plywood. I never seen anything like it. Try to get a window out of here. nothing but headaches here. I need to get a smaller bar. You got one handy there? Let's see if we can get this one layer out of here, a second layer out of here. You watch, there's another layer behind. It's got to be something behind there, right? Oh my God. You see what I see? That's a 2x4. That's a 1x4. I swear I saw a nailing flange behind all this. Are you kidding? You ever see anything like it, Dawson?
Yeah.
Just look at that hammer. I want to make a hole here, guys. See what's going on. What a weird setup. Oh, there's another drywall screw. They like drywall screws on the outside. Alright, well, let me have a straight. We'll reach in there. Ready? You hear that? That's darn near 1.5 inches. It's got a nailing flange behind that thing, and it's got a stud in front of it. We got to sheathe across here, and we're going to close this in. We got to get this window out. As you can see from this side, right up through here, they didn't insulate it. And then up at the top, there's no wall to it, because that wall is this wall. So it's got to be cold area right there. But how are we going to get this out, guys? Butcher City saws all the corners right out, destroy it. Probably a $1,500 window. Alright, well, you just cut the diagonal braces. The top window was held on with mastic, so we just pried up and it come right off. Sticky, it's all over my hands. And then that flange is back 2.5 inches, so instead of destroying the whole wall, we're going to just try to pull that right off the flange. It looks like it's glued, and then same thing with mastic, but the whole bottom there is all rotten and missing. And then hopefully we won't bust the big picture window out of it. So there's our opening. Now we got to cut that. and then finish these tile. I gotta fix this big hole in the floor, and then finish taking that wall off. We did finish all the way around here. We gotta do a little bit of framing work here. I don't like that. We need some kind of stool underneath that window. There is a header up there, and there's a jack stud, full jack stud, and we gotta take that wall off, or not. I'm not sure. I'll ask them. But that one we gotta take off. All right, what we got? I never seen anything like it. Is we took. Look at this. This is the frame of the window. This hooked in to the wood window part, and then this is your nailing flange. Instead of him taking this stud and placing it here and moving the window out and then putting your screws in, he screwed into the sheathing and a board on this side. Look out here, look at that. So there's no way we could have hooked this window, because see this side? There's no vapor barrier, he just stuffed it. But these are structural drywall screws that they're using that goes into a furring strip and then 2 layers of plywood. There's no way that window would have went out unless we busted this whole wall out on the inside. And then they just caulked it here. That guy didn't know how to put a window in. You've already got a jack stud if it goes all the way down, and a flat holding a header. So this didn't have to be here. This could have been over here where it should have been, and pushed that out that 1.5 inches. I was trying to figure that out yesterday. I don't know. So we're going to take all this out, and we're going to come around all the way up to here, cut this out for the header, take that out, and then on the outside we're going to finish trimming. We're going to get studs and sheathing and insulation back in the wall so that we can drywall this, and then we're going to take this sink out, and we're going to take this wall, and we're going to save that wall and that wall, and then we're going to put, see the floor, because we got 2 different levels, we're going to go over the whole thing with a layer of plywood to level everything out, and that'll cover that hole and cover this major hole. And we're going to be making our drain somewhere in this location, and I'll measure everything up, and then we might shift this wall over a little bit that way, because I need to put a 36 vanity with a 37.25 or something top on it. Make sure it has to fit before our wall. That's our agenda today. this, guys. There's no clamp in the box on the wire. This staple was into the sheathing. This one down here, look at that. I don't know why they didn't run the wire up through the center of the wall. See how many pokes are in the wire here. I'm going to pull this insulation out and see what we got going on. We got to fix this.